The world does not break most men with swords or armies. It breaks them with cravings, with small, quiet chains slipped around their throats, one indulgence at a time. It breaks them with cheap pleasures disguised as rewards. It feeds them softness until their wills are fat and their souls are slow. By the time they realize it, it's too late. They are chained not by force, but by their own appetites. Desire is the silent enemy, not ambition, not drive, not hunger for greatness, but the endless thirst for comfort, for distraction, for ease. It is the whisper in the back of a man's mind telling him he deserves a little more luxury, a little more rest, a little more softness after each small struggle. It is the drug that rots the bones of empires and the blood of warriors. It is the rot that sets in when a man no longer fights to master himself, but begs to be fed by the world around him. The shadow army exists because we kill those whispers before they take root. We understand what Marcus Aurelius understood, that the man who is a slave to his desires is a puppet. He is no king. He is not sovereign. His leash may be invisible, but it is pulled just the same. By women, by addictions, by food, by gossip, by every trivial temptation that leads him by the nose toward mediocrity and death. The masses live their lives chained by their own cravings. They move when their stomach growls. They speak when their ego feels bruised. They fall to the ground and worship the slightest hit of pleasure like it's a god. They cannot endure discomfort. They cannot walk through pain without whining. They cannot delay gratification for a greater prize. And because of this, they remain slaves until the day they rot. You were not born to be among them. You were born to set fire to every chain wrapped around your throat. You were born to deny the drug of comfort and drink instead the cold steel of discipline. You were born to master yourself so completely that not even the most savage temptations can sway you from your throne. Freedom is not doing whatever you want. Freedom is ruling over your wants with an iron fist. Freedom is standing in a field of temptations, unblinking, unmoved, untouched, while lesser men collapse into the mud around you, feasting like pigs on pleasures that will poison them. You must slaughter the soft man inside you. You must destroy the part that reaches for comfort before conquest. You must kill the voice that tells you that you deserve a break when the war is still raging. You must burn the desires that chain you, or they will burn you. The world will seduce you every day. It will offer you indulgence disguised as success. It will dangle distraction as reward. It will whisper to you that life is short, that you should savor every soft moment of it. But what it will not tell you is that every pleasure you indulge without discipline weakens your soul. Every desire you serve without question bends your knee to a master you cannot see. You must choose, every moment, to be ruled by your code, not your cravings. You must train yourself to embrace hunger without complaint, to endure loneliness without fear, to suffer boredom without reaching for mindless escape. You must turn yourself into a fortress of self-command so absolute that nothing external can crack your foundation. The weak think they are free when they are allowed to binge, indulge, consume without limit. The strong know that true freedom is the ability to say no when every fiber of your being is begging you to say yes. You want to know what power feels like. It feels like standing in a room full of temptations and walking through them as if they don't exist. It feels like having the world offer you comfort, sex, food, praise, and turning away with a smile because you are already full with your own fire. When you master your desires, you no longer chase. You no longer kneel. You no longer serve. You command. You build. You dominate. You were not born to be a consumer. You were not born to be a slave to appetite. You were born to be a forge, burning so hot that no addiction can survive inside you. Desire is a whisper at first, a harmless murmur in the back of your mind. Just one bite, just one rest, just one indulgence. You deserve it. And most men, because they have no walls, no swords guarding their minds, let that whisper take root. It coils around their spirit like a snake, slowly tightening until it becomes normal to obey. They become puppets pulled by their cravings, justifying weakness at every turn, convinced that surrender is self-care. But you are not most men. You are not a pawn moving according to unseen hands. You are a hammer designed to smash those chains into dust. You are the wall that desire will break itself against over and over until it flees in shame. Understand this. Every time you deny a temptation, no matter how small, you sharpen your blade. Every time you walk past easy pleasure without bowing to it, you carve your name deeper into the stone of your own destiny. Every time you look a craving in the eye and say, "No, I command myself," you declare war against the parasite inside you that wants you soft, weak, and forgettable. Self-denial is not suffering. It is purification. It is the ritual burning of weakness from your soul. It is the forging of a spirit that the world cannot sway, no matter how many rewards it offers or how loudly it screams your name. The ancient kings did not build their thrones by indulging every whim. They built them by bleeding for a vision higher than their urges. They understood that a man who cannot master himself will never master anything beyond himself. He will be ruled by his cravings, by women, by money, by comfort, until he dies a slave, clinging to nothing of value. Every piece of discipline you forge now becomes a weapon you will wield later. Every chain you break today becomes a fortress wall that will shield you when the true storms come. And they will come. There will be days when temptation is not a whisper, but a roar. When the loneliness, the hunger, the exhaustion threaten to drown you. When every part of you aches to break and crawl back into the mud of indulgence. That is when the true kings rise. That is when the shadow army separates itself from the cattle. The war against desire is not fought once and won. It is fought every day, every hour, every moment you draw breath. It is fought in the small choices no one sees, in the food you refuse, in the comforts you deny, in the emotions you master instead of serving. There are no days off from the war for your soul. You must walk through life armored in rejection of weakness. You must see every temptation not as a gift, but as an enemy scout probing your defenses. You must respond with coldness, with calm, with ruthless sovereignty. There will be victories so small that they seem meaningless, passing up a pleasure, enduring a silence without reaching for distraction, choosing to stay sharp when softness whispers to rest. But know this, the soul is built brick by brick. The king is crowned one denied indulgence at a time. And soon, when you look back, you will see what others cannot even imagine. A life forged from blood and self-mastery. A will so unbreakable that even fate itself must pause before it crosses you. Because in the end, the chains you burn today are the thrones you sit on tomorrow. This is the 8th doctrine of the Shadow Army. You do not serve your cravings. You do not obey your hunger. You do not kneel to your desires. You set fire to them. You burn the chains before they ever touch your skin. You forge a life not of easy pleasures, but of invincible purpose. You are not another puppet dancing to the song of the world. You are the fire that turns the music to ashes.